everyone. So you're thinking of starting your YouTube channel, but then you're worried about the cost of equipment. Well, I have great news for you today, because you don't really need a lot of money to get started on your YouTube journey. Today I'm going to break down all the essential equipment that you need to get started on your YouTube journey. So let's dive in. So because we have to see you in your videos, the first thing that you need for your YouTube journey is a decent camera. Now hear me out, don't panic. I don't mean getting some fancy camera or some expensive camera. If you have a smartphone, that's all that you need for your YouTube channel. Right now I'm filming on my Samsung and I think you guys can see me clear and loud, right? But then if you have the means to get a camera, then no one is stopping you from doing that. But then if you don't have the means to get that, then I think as long as your phone is decent, you can begin with that. And then sometimes I even hear of people borrowing their friends' phones. Like if your friend has a good iPhone, you can borrow their phone and then film on it. Okay, so the second thing you need to get started on your YouTube journey is a phone stand or a tripod stand. Now you can say, oh, maybe you don't really need a phone stand or a tripod stand if you are filming like a short and then you have someone who can hold the phone for you. Then maybe you may think you don't need a phone stand or a tripod stand. But what if that person is not always there? What if you want to film a video right away and then that person isn't there? And then imagine you are going to sit down for hours making videos. Who is going to get that energy and that time to hold the phone for you to film yourself? So I think it's very necessary and essential for you to get a tripod stand. And then imagine if you decide to use your hand to film yourself. If you are filming for hours, you're going to get tired, and aside your hand getting tired too, your phone is going to be very shaky. You don't want your phone or your camera to be shaky whilst you're filming yourself, because you're going to distract your audience. Your audience are going to feel uncomfortable watching your video and they might eventually click off. So the best thing to do is to get a stable tripod or a phone stand so that you can mount your phone on it. And then you don't need to break the bank to get a tripod stand. There are a lot of free options out there, especially if you shop online. Personally, I think shopping for tripod stands in shops physically are way expensive. I think their prices are very unreasonable for me. So usually I just buy these things online. I bought my very first tripod from Jumia. So this is the first ever tripod that I bought when I was starting my YouTube journey. It will always be my first love. And then yeah, I just mount it like this, and then I put my phone here and then start filming myself. And then one thing too that I want you guys to pay attention to is the height of the tripod or the length of the tripod. Please make sure you measure your height against the length of the tripod, especially if you're buying it online. Because maybe if you're someone who's going to be vlogging a lot, or if you're going to be standing, moving around, then you need a tripod that is long enough to, balance your height. But then if you're going to do sit down videos like me, then you absolutely don't need a tripod that's that long. You can actually work with this tripod and then you'll be good to go. So that's it for the tripod stand. And then there's also another variation here. This one too is very short. You just put it down like this. You can't see it. You just put it down like this and then you mount your phone on it. So that's it for the tripod stands. Next up, let's talk about lighting. Make sure that you film your video in a well-lit environment. If you have a room that is well lit during the day, then you don't need to buy any fake light to film your videos. Like if you have a very well lit room, just make sure you maximize the daytime. You film your videos during the daytime so that it doesn't get dark, or the shades, the sunlight just doesn't keep on changing the intensity of light. Yeah, so make sure you film during the day. But then if you have a dark room like my room, for instance, right now I'm using an artificial light because my windows just doesn't receive enough sunlight. There's a different building that is blocking my window, so if I turn off my light right now, you might not even see my face. So if you have a similar situation like mine, if your room is very dark, then I think you should get a softbox to begin with. Right now I'm just using one softbox. I know experts recommend to get at least 3 filming lights for your videos, but honestly, if you're getting started on YouTube, you don't need all those fancy gear. You can just get one softbox and then get started with your YouTube journey. And then there are even so many versions of it. So you can even get a smaller light like this. Yes, this one I need to put in a battery before I can light it up, so unfortunately I can't light it up for you guys to see here. So you have to put in a battery here before you can light it. And this one is very cheap, very cheap. Or you can also get a ring light like this and then mount it on a tripod stand. This one is a bit expensive, but you don't really need this one. You can always get the cheaper options like the softbox that I'm talking about. I'm using it right now, so I can't really show it to you guys, but I ordered it from Temu and it was very cheap and it's very functional. Like, it does its function. Don't think maybe because something is more expensive than the other, it means that thing is more efficient than the other. Sometimes the cheaper alternatives even work marvelous. Okay, next on the list is your audio. You know, viewers will be okay if they are watching a video that the quality is not that so good. Maybe there's some blurriness here and there, but then if I click on a video and then I can't hear you at all, or your voice is very low, I might click off because I'm going to have a hard time listening to you. So your audio is very important. Make sure that you get an external microphone to film your videos. Yeah, so I have a microphone here to show you guys. Actually, this microphone, I bought the wrong one because this microphone here is for iPhone. I didn't read the label. Well, this microphone is supposed to be for iPhones, but then my phone is Samsung, so I can't really use it. Yeah, so you can either get a wireless microphone or one that uses wire. So this one is a wireless microphone. So with this one, you clip it onto your shirt, or you can just hold it like this, and then you clip this one. You insert this one to your phone. So you insert this one to your phone and then you talk through this one. So this is one example of a microphone. Or you can also get a wired microphone. I usually use this when I'm recording stories for my second channel. So this is how this one looks like. This one comes with a wire, so you have to connect the wire to your phone. Yeah, so usually it has to be that way. It has to be on the phone, so you won't really see me holding this microphone. And if I'm recording stories for my other channel, then I'll just plug this to my phone and I'll just hold it like this and then be reading out the story. So yeah, microphones are very important. Remember that people can bear with a bad video quality, but no one is going to stand a bad audio quality. And then I also have another trick for audio. If you can't really afford a microphone, CapCut has an audio feature that allows you to increase the volume of your audio so that it becomes audible enough for people to hear. So yeah, if you really think maybe you can't afford a microphone, then definitely use that CapCut feature. I think it's free to use. You can increase the volume and then it works really well. So yeah, that's it for the microphone. Next up, you need a laptop or phone for scripting and then editing. But then if you don't have a laptop, it's completely fine. You can use a notes app on your phone to do the scripting, or you can do it the old way by writing it in a notebook. But then if you have access to a laptop, you can just do your scripting on your laptop, and then you can also do editing on your laptop. But then if you don't have a laptop, you can do your editing on your phone as well. Initially, I was doing all my editing on my phone. It was just recently that I started editing on my laptop because I was using a Chromebook and I couldn't download any editing software at all on my Chromebook. So I just recently started editing on my laptop. And then there are a lot of successful YouTubers out there who do their editing completely on their phone, so you don't have to worry about a laptop. If you don't have one, you can edit on your phone and also script on your phone, or even script in your notebook. That's just it about the scripting. Okay, so the next item on the list is an editing software. Of course, if you are filming your video, you are going to maybe making some mistakes somewhere, or maybe you might film some portions of your videos that you might need to cut out. Maybe you want to add some b-roll, you want to add some sound effects, you want to add some music, you want to add some text. Yeah, you need an editing software for that. And then if you are just beginning and you have no experience in editing at all, like when I was beginning, you can start with VN Video Editor. The interface is very beginner friendly. Trust me, when I started using VN Video Editor, I had no experience in editing at all. So you can go for VN Video Editor, or you can also use CapCut. But sometimes, you know, CapCut these days, they've made a lot of their tools pro. but then VM Video Editor has a lot of free tools that you can use. And then for my iPhone users, you can use iMovie as a starter, and then if you want maybe advanced editing software, you can try out Final Cut Pro or Filmora. There are so many editing software out there, so just choose the one that you are comfortable with and get started on your YouTube journey. Next up is an editing app or an editing software. Trust me, thumbnails are the gateway to your videos. It doesn't matter how good your video is, it doesn't matter the amount of information that you have in your video. If your thumbnail does not look good enough, if your thumbnail does not look intriguing enough, then people are not going to click on it to watch it. So you definitely need to make a thumbnail for your YouTube videos. And then when you are getting started and you don't really have any experience in editing thumbnails, then I will recommend Canva to you. Canva is the app that I use. I've been using Canva ever since I started my YouTube journey, and they have a lot of free templates for you to begin with. So if you have no experience in making a thumbnail, you can just pick one of their templates, change their photos with your photo, add do some adjustments here and then you're good to go. You don't need to bother yourself with Adobe Premiere Pro and all that. But then if you already know how to use Adobe Premiere Pro, then you shouldn't have a problem with thumbnails. And I also know some creators who use Fonto and all that, but personally my personal favorite is Canva. Canva will always be the app that I use for my thumbnail because the interface is beginner friendly. They have a lot of templates for you, and you can make your thumbnails for completely free at no cost at all. Of course, they have the pro version too, but then the free version has a lot of things inside that you can use to make your thumbnails. Yeah, so that's it about thumbnails. Last but certainly not the least is your filming location. You have to think about where you want to film your videos. Be intentional about it. Do you want to sit on your bed? Then maybe you can make your bed neat and then sit on it and film your video. Or maybe you can make a wallpaper like what I've done here. I bought each piece for 60 cedis. This side, this one for 60 cedis, this one too for 60 cedis, and then I put it up myself. Very cheap. It cost me 120 Ghana cedis to make this wallpaper. So you can go for a wallpaper, you can sit in front of a bookshelf, you can sit in your living room, you can sit in your kitchen, whichever background that you think is good for you, go for it. But then one important tip is that make sure your background is not too cluttered or too distracting, because that's going to take your viewers' attention from you to your background, and you want the attention to be on you, you want the focus to be on you, and you want people to listen to what message you have for them. So make sure your background is not too cluttered or distracting. So yeah, these are the essential things you need to begin your YouTube journey. Honestly, trust me, you don't really need a lot of things when you're starting your YouTube journey. You can begin with these things, and as things get better, if hopefully by the grace of God you are monetized, then you can go ahead and then buy expensive gear. You can invest back into your YouTube channel. And then I wish you guys all the best as you begin your YouTube journeys, and then I hope that one day we can all come back to this video and come and comment on how successful we've become so far on our YouTube journeys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video to the end. I hope you gained value from this video. If you enjoyed this video and you learned about 1 or 2 things from this video, then please support this channel by liking this video and subscribing. This will go a long way to help me. It will help the algorithm push my video out there to other people who might also need this video. Thank you guys so much. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.